Hi, welcome to CMMC Automation. On this channel, we share with you tips on how to automate your CMMC compliance efforts using ChatGPT to save your company considerable time and resources. My name is Derek Phillips. I am the president and founder of Aspire Cyber. We specialize in helping small defense contractors prepare for their CMMC assessments. Also, I am a certified CMMC assessor and instructor. Let's get to the content. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT to create training modules and quizzes for phishing attacks, insider threats, and password management. This is going to be requirements that you need to fulfill for the awareness and training domain for CMMC level 2. So let's see how ChatGPT can assist. So if you watch my previous videos, you know that I'm using the same conversation that I use for the access control domain, the awareness and training domain, creating the awareness and training policy. And now we're going to use the same conversation for creating the awareness and training modules and quizzes, just because ChatGPT remembers all the information from the conversation. So I want to leverage the context that ChatGPT already has for awareness and training. The first prompt I'm going to use is prompt ChatGPT to create an interactive training module for phishing attacks, password management, reporting, and insider threats. And go. So ChatGPT tells me it's unable to create interactive training modules. However, like it's giving me something. Let's see. ChatGPT is recommending other resources to create this training, like KnowBe4, LastPass, BranchTrack, ThreatReady. So some of these resources I have not heard before, but it's giving me those as suggestions. However, I'm not going to stop there. I think ChatGPT actually can help create some of these training modules. So let's see what we can do. So I'm going to break my prompt down to one topic at a time. So I'm going to say create training for phishing attacks. Let's see if we get a different response. See, here now ChatGPT is providing me an outline for helping employees recognize and respond to phishing attacks. Give me an introduction, types of phishing attacks, recognizing phishing emails, simulated phishing campaign, best practices, and conclusion. So this is the outline, and if you watch my previous videos, you know I'm going to always prompt ChatGPT for additional information to push ChatGPT to its absolute limits. So for each of these sections, I can go through and ask for additional information. So I'm going to prompt ChatGPT. So what are some types of phishing attacks? Give specific examples, how to identify. We have email phishing. It's telling you examples of how to identify. We have spear phishing, welling. These are good examples of types of phishing attacks and how to identify them. So be wary of links and attachments that seem out of place. Make sure the emails are identical and legitimate. Good training guidance that you can incorporate into your awareness and training modules for phishing attacks. Next, I want to prompt ChatGPT. What are best practices for phishing prevention? So educating employees, that's what this entire awareness and training domain is all about. Spam filters, keep your software up to date, URL filtering, anti-phishing tools, encourage reporting. All this is guidance that you can use to incorporate into your phishing training. Next, I'm going to prompt ChatGPT to create a simulated phishing campaign with step-by-step guidance and scenarios. So we're defining the objective and scope. We're developing the phishing emails. Have test emails. We're going to launch the campaign, monitor and analyze the results. So we have it's giving us a specific scenario. So urgent email from the CEO claiming that they need a password reset. So when developing the phishing emails, ensure they contain common indicators of phishing: suspicious sender, generic, urgent, unfamiliar. I want to get some additional scenario suggestions. This is really good guidance. So if you're trying to create a simulated phishing email campaign, which is useful for training your employees and identifying employees that need additional training, then this will just give you a good starting point. So you have email from social media platform, a well-known software company, a supplier or vendor requesting update to their payment information. So all these are really good real world examples of what type of phishing emails your employees are going to be receiving from legitimate threat actors, people who want to compromise your CUI or breach your systems. So to simulate these types of phishing emails can really help to train your employees and reinforce the awareness and training that you have been providing them on an ongoing basis. Put their skills to the test. Overall, I think you get the idea of how you can leverage ChatGPT to help create your awareness and training modules. Next, we're going to use ChatGPT to create a training module for insider threats. Next, we're going to use ChatGPT to create a training module for password management. Okay, so ChatGPT is giving you guidance on what to include in the training module for password management. I want to demonstrate how to store passwords securely, best practice for creating passwords, test employees' knowledge, conduct a quiz or assessment, understand the importance of password security. So real high level, it doesn't have to be a novel, but you want to ensure that you're covering key topics to train your employees and contractors and also test their skills. Ensure that they're understanding the training and really grasping the concepts. My next prompt is, what are best practices for password management? It's about using complex passwords, at least 12 characters long. Don't reuse passwords, change regularly. Be cautious about password resets. Never share passwords with anyone. So just common best practices. And really, when it comes to awareness and training, it's the fundamentals. Getting the basics right will go a long way for helping to secure your CUI and just your sensitive information that your organization stores, transmits, or processes. For the next prompt, I want ChatGPT to create a quiz to test employees' comprehension of the password management training. So sure, here's a quiz. So this is pretty cool. So instead of having to think of this yourself, you can prompt ChatGPT to create this quiz for you. It's going to give you different questions that you can present to your employees. You have the answers. Saves you a lot of time trying to create this yourself, reinvent the wheel. Just use artificial intelligence to guide you along the way. So what is multi-factor authentication? What is a password manager? Should you reuse the same password for multiple accounts? Good. And obviously, you can continue to prompt ChatGPT to give you additional questions for the quiz or additional scenarios. Next, we're going to use ChatGPT to create training module for insider threats. I'm going to start off by asking ChatGPT, what are types of insider threats? Give me specific examples and how to identify. So we have the malicious insider. We have careless insiders. Maybe people are just making mistakes or just not paying attention to what they're doing. They have the compromised insider. It's telling you exactly how to identify those insider threats. Tracking, monitoring employee activity, tracking data access, are just some examples of how you can identify insider threats. And this can go into your insider threats training module. Next, I'm going to prompt ChatGPT to create an insider threats campaign with step-by-step guidance and scenarios. Create training material, conduct training, simulate insider threat incidents. So here are some scenario examples. Have the disgruntled employee, have the careless employee who is rushing to meet deadlines and hey, they're leaving their laptop with sensitive information in a public place. And then you have an employee that's falling for a phishing scam. All these are good scenarios and happens to a lot of organizations that result in data breaches. So if you can properly train your employees ahead of time so that they know what to look out for, how to avoid these scenarios, how to identify if they see suspicious activity and report it, this is going to be good training. The next prompt, I want ChatGPT to give me examples of suspicious employee activities. I know exactly what should be on the lookout for. So attempting to access sensitive data outside of normal job responsibilities, taking data and equipment off site without the authorization, violating security policies. All just some examples of what your employees should be on the lookout for. Next, I want to prompt ChatGPT to provide guidance for identifying and reporting insider threats. I'm certainly going to have that insider threat program, monitoring employee activities, encouraging reporting. Yeah, we certainly want to create that culture where employees feel comfortable reporting suspicious behavior. Okay, now we want to prompt ChatGPT to create a quiz to test employees' comprehension of insider threats training. What is an insider threat? What are some common examples? What are some indicators? Keep in mind, during your assessment, the CMMC assessors are going to not only want to validate that you have the practices and assessment objectives fully implemented, they also want to see that you have an awareness and training policy, procedures documented, training, and then also how are you testing your employees' comprehension of the training. All this is going to be evidence that the assessors are going to want to review before they feel comfortable saying that, okay, this organization has fully met the requirements for the awareness and training domain. This is just another example of how ChatGPT can aid you in that process, aid you in your efforts to first create a awareness and training program, then document evidence that supports you have fully met the requirements. Lastly, I want to prompt ChatGPT to create a sample training roster for all the CMMC awareness and training requirements. So you're going to need to be able to, again, document who's taking the training, when they took the training, what training they took. This all is going to be just evidence that you'll need to produce during your CMMC assessment. So I love how ChatGPT can put this into a chart format. It's showing you what your awareness and training roster should include. So we have the employee name, employee ID, job title, date of training, training topic, provider, method, duration, trainer name, and training completion status. So this certainly gives you those pertinent details that you would need to include in your organization's awareness and training roster. Okay, I hope that video was very helpful for you, the step-by-step guidance on how to use ChatGPT to automate your awareness and training modules and roster. So as always, I invite you to give me feedback on additional videos you would like for me to create, or let me know how this video was helpful for you. Thanks for watching CMMC Automation. I hope that you got a lot of value from today's video and you use ChatGPT to automate your CMMC efforts. It's going to save your company a lot of time and money. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me at Aspire Cyber. Also, you can leave your questions in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe because it helps out this channel immensely. I really appreciate it, and good luck to you on your CMMC journey.